Hey everybody, GravyTrain here with another episode of training. I'm in a hero spotlight for Viperia. Because apparently they stealth released Epic for Viperia. Um, I can only assume it's because they wanted money, but I'm not going to make any judgments on that. They got it from me so that you don't have to. So, anyhow, let's get into this. Go, that's the right one, and that. Alright. And I actually remembered to turn my microphone on this time. So we are good to go. So, first, let's take a quick look at the Epic. The Epic that just came out gives 30% defense, 20% attack, 20% max health. So her Epic is actually better stats than Cobressa's. The effect is 30% chance to deal 2x damage and add 4 venom. Each reptile then attacks the same enemy, so that's not bad. Like, when it procs, I mean, she's getting 30% defense, which means more survivability. 20% attack means that snakes on a plane can do disgusting damage, because when you compound this with all the other stuff, I'm thinking this might tip the balance and actually make reptiles in general worthwhile. Since the last video that I posted with Cobressa, I'm actually really finding that they are borderline usable, especially in combination. Like, I was running teams of Zola, Viperia, Cobressa, and Rex, and I wasn't doing too badly. Like, I was beating some high rune point teams, dwarf teams. Like, I mean, I wasn't winning every battle, but I was probably winning 9 out of 10. This might tip that balance. You will have to see. So, anyhow, let's go through all the abilities like normal. Viperia is a Gorgon reptile rogue. She gets all the same benefits, and we'll kind of go through them as Cobressa and Zola does, but I have her ruined right now with 2 Festives, an Unbreakable Heart, Shield Piercing, and a 3rd Festive. So the reason that I have that is so that she can get to all of her abilities quicker. Basically, it's not going to give everything out of the gate, although it seems to actually do so. Like, Death Bites is always available, and then Reptile Pile is available by the 2nd turn. But by having those, she gets to all that stuff quicker. So yeah, that's her stats, or her runes. I'm probably going to juggle some of the stuff, though, now that the Epic, like, I haven't changed anything. She gained about 2,000 attack and about 1,500 defense. The defense will go higher as I put base defense on. But the max health went way up. So, as a Gorgon, she has Scaly Clan 2. Increases hit points for all reptile allies. Woohoo. Like all other Gorgons, she has boosted damage versus stoned targets. She is immune to Taunt and Provoke, which is pretty nice. Cannot complain about that. She does boosted damage versus targets with Venom, which is why having more targets that are putting Venom on definitely helps. Kindred Morning, this is the same as the other 2 Gorgons. Gains invincibility from all damage for 2 turns. An allied reptile equal in level or greater dies in battle. There's pros and cons to this. Well, first of all, Shield Piercing, except for a few heroes that have it on specific attacks or Iris, Shield Piercing only works against basic attacks, which means that if you've got these heroes runed up fairly well, you're going to actually be somewhat survivable. Because you're either getting basic attacks, which are not as powerful, depending on the hero, or you're getting attacked and not taking any damage because it's all powers. Additionally, on offense, which you really don't want to ever use reptiles on defense. On offense, the defenses are going to use powers by default. They're not going to be sitting there saying, oh, I'm going up against reptiles, so I should be using basic attacks to break through the invulnerability. Doesn't work like that. So you actually might not even want to silence or something like that. Like Jin is a huge part of the meta right now. You might not even want to use them, other than for the disgusting damage. So, but that's her basic basic stats, her passive abilities. So she still has Venomous Claw, melee physical attack that has a chance to add venom, plus a chance to deal 2x damage, blah, blah, blah. That's the epic. I don't know why it isn't saying... Oh, okay, there we go. Melee physical attack for 1468. As I get more attack on her, that will actually increase. So, Snakes on the Plains 3. This is the attack that she's most known for. The one that is the most dramatic. One of the most dramatic attacks in the game. So it's 3 melee physical attacks on all enemies for 1762 base damage, with a chance that purges 2 buffs from each target with a chance to add venom. So that's a chance per hit. That damage is per hit. And the 2 buffs, I think, is for the whole ability. But so she has a chance to start amplifying her damage because she puts venom on it first. With the boost to her attack power from the epic, with the current boost from the event, and then the boost from Zola, because you really, at this point, Zola is the linchpin for this team. You have those things, she's going to be doing some pretty darn good damage. You can also take, like, a big common strategy is to take Lily with you for the damage reduction for green heroes, or the armor piercing for green heroes, and to take a hero that's going to be doing a massive damage buff like Ember or Abigail or Kra or Jin. So yeah, I mean there's kind of a lot of stuff you can do to augment this and make it like ridiculous, to where, especially against armored heroes, you're kind of like one-shotting the team. And then finally, Reptile Pile is a melee physical attack for 2400 damage that also calls all allied reptiles to join in, so they all do a basic attack. So that's kind of like a one turn Valken attack, but then if her epic procs too, she's going to be doing that same thing every time the epic procs. So shield piercing runes, things like that on your reptiles is going to be bueno. Very, very bueno. So I already have teams that I've been running, so let's see what some of this is like. Okay, so Barbarian team should not be a problem. Team that I am going to take here, now much easier to assemble, except that they should have released Solo with an epic. That would have truly made all of this stuff stronger. And Bressa. And we'll try the full reptile team to begin with, just so you can kind of see how that goes. Because the advantage to doing full reptile, you could possibly swap out Cabressa. You really do need to have Zola. Where is Rex? In disguise. So the advantage to taking Krex is all of your hero or all of your Gorgons are immune to freeze. And that is helpful. As it is, Zola is inherently immune to freeze, but this makes everybody immune. Now you see there, because there's more than one or more than two Gorgons, they start with invulnerability. So here, and I will do a video on Zola here soon because I have her up to 5 stars now and ascended. You have a couple of choices. You can start with Icy Glare, which has a chance to stone and purge buffs. Or you can do Snake NATO, which has a chance to apply 7 Venom, which can then be amplified. All of these heroes can get Venom. I'm going to drop this on them. And, okay, so a couple of them had buffs stolen, which is not going to be so good. And they got silenced. Good game, Baylog. So I am going to... Yeah, we've got lots and lots. She's got 13 stacks. He's got none. He's got 11 stacks. He's got 9 stacks. Actually, he might have... Nope. So let's attack him. I don't know if the buffs will go on to him. Epic proc. Okay, so everybody's got some Venom on them except for him. These guys are invulnerable though, so they're probably not going to take any damage, so I'm only going to end up killing Abby here. Kinda sucks. No! Right through the shields. Okay, Viperia died. These two now have shield piercing. So I am going to stone, or attempt to stone, everybody. Outright killed one, didn't stone anybody else. Alright. Have to attack Baylog. Oh, Baylog got stoned. Nice. Stealing all buffs with a chance to... So, let's attack him. Take all those buffs. That's a chance to stone him, or him, her. Outright kill, just stoned. Another Snake NATO. Obviously not a fast team either way, but 10 stacks of Venom, sure. 17 stacks of Venom. Silenced again. Baylog is like one of my favorite heroes. 20 stacks of Venom. Fortunately, that invulnerability once again saves the day. She does jack crap for damage. Unsilenced. And he's randomly stoned again. Nice, and she does a lot more damage. Oh, he's got the rune. Duh. I have the reptile rune. So he's randomly getting stoned from that. Why is that power always up? And I'm gonna lose here. But, much better showing. And I think, honestly, the weak link here is Cobressa. I am going to swap in somebody a bit sturdier for Cobressa. This team is kind of meh. So I'm going to throw Jin on. And yeah, I know I said about Jin having... making people use shield piercing, but that's only for 1 round. Jin does a shitload of damage. I could remove Krex. That's the big kind of problem here, is that you remove Krex, they can be frozen again, but they start with invincibility. So it's kind of a trade-off there, if assuming you put Cobressa back in. Alright, let's see who we can stone. 2. Nice. This is going to do more damage to stoned targets, as well as venomed targets. Bam! Look at that. 3 down with 1 shot. And then Jin should be able to finish. We're all good. So, yeah, I don't think you can do a full reptile team, but other than dwarves, none of the teams are good with just their type. Like, you almost always need to put something up. Alright, so here we go. Orf, Lily, Jin, 5700 RP. Let's do it. We're going to take Jin. They will freeze round 2, so I am going to take Krex. I think this will be adequate. Or, let's do this. Let's take those 2, and let's take Craw. Because that will mean that on round 1, I get to still do my stuff. They will as well. He is going to... So, let's do this. Let's get tricky. And let's take... As then... And... I'm still gonna need Craw... Oops. Doing everything wrong. Alright, not Cabressa. Then I almost completely screwed that up, and then I need Craw. Come on. Lagging. There's Craw. There's Zen. So this will, in theory, hitting me. I love videos that get longer because game crashes. Which fortunately for me doesn't happen too. Come on, come on, come on. Continue the dungeon. Okay. Now my Zen does have 5 festives, so I will be able to boost right here. I'm gonna boost Viperia. Viperia gets 2 attacks. It consumes up to 5 venom, adding damage. I want to do this one first. Didn't do nearly as much damage as I would have hoped. All enemies. Consuming the venom, and got a death blow? Nobody's dead. What must have happened is it must have triggered Dagran's Unbreakable Heart, and Dagran came back and killed himself as his. Alright, an Icy Glare. Bam! Not too worried about that. Let's do healing. I do not have buff stealing. He really has any buffs. Let's get some venom out here. Damage to them. Do a pile-on Valken. That does. Try to finish Valken up. Not very effectively. Right, let's give Viperia vulnerability. Steal the evasion before the evasion. Falcon's epic is T-O. Okay, I'm gonna lose the battle. I'm still silenced. Alright, we'll do one more. So it's looking like I may not be able to make these work quite yet. But let's see. So once again, 5601. This is another fairly common team. I don't want to do that. It seems to do better with Krex. I'm going to put Krex back in, and I'm going to put G. The alternative would be to put Valken in. He would go before she does. Potentially freezing. We're just going to go with this. So, granted, I do need to rerune some of this now with this team. So it's still borderline, but it's looking like it's this far away from being very, very reliable. Alright, so now she ignores taunt, so I am going to attack Jin. Let's do a silence. Okay, so we've got one person frozen. Oh, that's Dagger, Falcon. So, see if we can get a few more. They will take amplified damage from, she got paralyzed. I'm gonna make sure I stay taunting. When he dies, they get ability. It's 2 down. He has no buffs. Let's put some Venom out there. Except he's Venom. Let's do some snakes on this mother effing plane. And I should be able to finish him off. Nope. Now I can. Oh, apparently he was dead. Heh. There we go, we'll see. And granted, that's not the absolute cutting edge of the meta, but Drac, Abby, Jin, Valken, 5650 RP, not too bad. So, TLDR, I wouldn't necessarily buy the Cobressa Epic, but I would definitely get it when it becomes freely available. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And if you are not already subscribed, I'd appreciate that too. I'm trying to crank out content as quickly as I can. And trying to get this kind of stuff out really quickly for you. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you soon.